today I preached at my church. I preached on keys to an open heaven. And I had 22 keys, and I only got to 10. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about how changing seasons, we're in about 40 days left of this year. And we're going to talk about how the changing seasons are necessary and how you have to get into the right position in order to be able to go where God's wanting you to go. So we're going to get you unstuck and all that good stuff, okay? So what you do right now is you go ahead and share with your followers. Share with your followers. You can just push those on the Periscope. You can just push the 3 dots at the end right here and just push share with all of your followers, and we're going to get right into it. It is awesome. We had an awesome service today. Did everybody have a great service today? Did everyone have an awesome service? Did you walk out blessed and feeling like you are walking into an incredible week? Did you know that you are the one that decides right now, before you go to bed, you are the one that's deciding how your week is going to go at right now, like starting to talk to yourself right now and spending time with God before you go to bed and begin to say and tell your week what kind of week you're going to have. So that's y'all, it's on you. Happiness is a choice, right? Happiness is a choice. But I believe that wisdom and understanding, if we don't know how to pray, or we don't know how to live, or we don't know how to let things go in our life, this is why we keep repeating cycles. And we keep repeating cycles over and over and over again, because we don't allow ourselves to change our stinking thinking, renew our mind. We're walking around not knowing how to renew our mind, going to church every Sunday, or listen to me every week, and listen to other people, going to therapy, and nothing is working. And so I'm going to give you some tools, some wisdom, right? I don't know why this little, is Periscope seem like it is really, am I washed out on Periscope? Hey, Jessica. So welcome all of y'all. Welcome. I love you. I am excited about this week for you. I'm excited. It's Thanksgiving. And so I just felt like this was going to get your notepads out. Go ahead and get your notepads out, all right? Get your notepads out so you can take some notes. And this week, you will be able to study. You will be able to spend some time getting yourself prepared to walk into 2018. Can y'all believe it? Some of y'all have been literally like, I just wish this year was over. This has been the worst year of my life. And what you don't understand is every time you open your mouth and you say things like that, you are literally prophesying that into your life. That's why some of you, your kids are trifling at school and they're going to get kicked out, and you don't know why they're going to get kicked out, but every single day of your life, you're telling little Johnny, you're just like your daddy. You're just like your daddy, and you can't even stand his daddy. And so you have got to get to a place where you begin to think before you speak. Listen, not only think before you speak, but think before you type. Type your status updates. You see what I'm saying? I mean, stop talking the negative doom and gloom, praying for a breakthrough, but won't break through. You are praying you want God to be this genie in a bottle, and God is saying, I need you to get into alignment. And so we're going to talk about that. Your perception generally becomes your reality. Did you know that the way you perceive God can keep you from knowing the truth about him? It's true. Your perception of a person, even if it's wrong, will keep you from seeing him or her as they really are. That is the reason I make the statement, you will have the God you perceive. If you perceive him as a poor God, you will always think he is trying to get your money from you, but when you understand he is a rich God, you will realize he's not trying to get money from you. He's trying to get money to you. And so I'm about to break it down. Here's what y'all going to do. Now, there's 22 of these. And so I told my church people today, because I didn't get but to 11. So I got to a number 11. And so we're going to go from 12 to 22. So what all y'all gonna have to do, because I'm not going all the way back through all 22 of them, because I want to finish this tonight, is I need you to go back, and on my news feed, right above this, is where I shared the service from today. Okay, so I already shared that service from today. Also, it will be on my YouTube channel. Okay, it will be on my YouTube channel tonight. I think Melody will have that up tonight. and it is called Changing Seasons. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go get the other, okay? So this is some challenge for you. This week, a lot of you are going to be off work. You're going to have nothing else to do. Might as well get yourself better, right? I promise you, this is going to make you better. This is going to make you have the tools that you need to get yourself unstuck. So what you're going to do is we're going to start at number 11. You're going to go get the other ones from my sermon today, okay? Some of you didn't even go to church today, so you're going to get you some church. So we're going to skip down to to key 11. Key 11. Now, key 11 is walk in love. Walk in love. Key number 11, walk in love. Do not allow strife and bitterness into your relationship with your brothers and sisters. It will top the increase that comes from your giving out of yourself. Therefore, he says in Matthew 5:23 and 24, therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar and go thy way, first be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. This verse implies that God will not accept your offerings. He will not expect. This is why so many of you are missing out on a blessing trying to teach people lessons. You understand what I'm saying? You're over here trying to teach people lessons, and you're missing out on your blessings. You see what I'm saying? And look, Farrington, I'm gonna tell you. I want to know why I'm still single. You know why? Because probably that's all you're thinking about is getting married. You're thinking about, I need a spouse, I need a spouse, I need a spouse. And what you need to be doing is preparing. You need to be preparing for your spouse. You need to be preparing for when that spouse comes in and you are better, okay? And so number 11 is walk in love. Jesus said no commandment is more important than walk in love. This is why right now, if y'all think about the world, I just worry it won't happen. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. Worrying and fear doesn't do anything for you. Worrying and fearing is not, it just completely does not bring a spouse into your life. It does not pay your bills. It does nothing for you but steal your joy. And most of the time, what you're fearing doesn't even come on you. And so what you're doing is you're over here worried, yourself sick. And the Bible says, do not put any idols before me. And so what's happening is you are over here every day of your life thinking about this man, when he's going to come into my life, or when this woman going to come into my life. No, you need to begin to get your purpose. If all you think about is a spouse, you are not ready for a spouse, because your spouse coming into your life needs you and God need to have the first connect. You need to love God more than you're going to love your spouse. And so instead of thinking about when's it coming, you got to realize that if God put the desire for you to be married on the inside of you, then he is absolutely going to bring it to pass. God is not the kind of God that stands above you and dangles a carrot. He does not put a desire in your heart. He ain't like people. He is not up in heaven dangling, I want a husband. He's got this, you got this yearning to have a husband. I hear it all the time. Well, Kim, I'm 30 and I want to have children. You're only 30. You're only 30. But see, what's happening is we are so caught up in the distraction because the enemy can't get us any other way. So what he does is he begins to make us think night and day about a spouse. And it is keeping us from walking in our purpose. It's keeping us from finding joy. It's keeping us from working on ourselves. It's keeping us from starting our own company. It's keeping us from building an empire. It is keeping us distracted because all we can think about is a child. All we can think about is a husband. All we can think about is my fallopian tube's gonna drop. All we can think about is I'm drooping. I'm getting old. Ain't nobody gonna ever love this saggy stuff. All we're doing is thinking. And then you know what else you're thinking? You're thinking, well, there ain't nobody in my church. There ain't nobody in my church that I want to date. Everybody's bald headed. I don't like no bald headed men. And everybody in my church got one keg. I want a man with six pack. You're over here allowing yourself to get all frustrated, thinking. You're over here worrying and thinking about looking in the front of you, not realizing that you serve a God that literally he put the stars, the moon, he created billions and billions of different. Don't you think when he knows you're ready, he gonna drop that person from the sky? I ain't even lying. That's why some of you need to make sure when you go to Walmart, you ain't scooting around in your half slippers and your head wrap. Because you never know when God says, I'm about to make a divine connection right here. You see what I'm saying? We got to be ready in season and out of season. But because you're so caught up in, well, there ain't nobody, but there ain't nobody. You know what? When God finally saw I was ready, you know what he did? He connected me and Mark Pothier on Facebook. All the men sliding in my DMs. But God knew that this man right here, you hear what I'm saying? God knew that Mark Pothier was the one for me, so he set me up. He had me thinking, I don't even like that. I literally, when he said God had a word for me and he needed to call me, this is his line he used when he slid in my DMs. I remember I went to his page and looked at it and I was like, you're safe. He was nothing. The packaging was nothing that I was expecting. And man, when I tell you, this is what happens in life, y'all, because we're so focused on what our expectation is. You see what I'm saying? Our expectation says that this is the way we're going to meet him. This is the way he's going to sweep in and swoop us up like Romeo. And we got this expectation. Well, nothing in our life looks like what our expectation was. And so now we're angry. We're bitter. We're hating life. We're not happy. We're not getting prepared for anything we're praying for. And listen, we miss out on blessings because it's not packaged the way you thought. You see what I'm saying? You miss out on blessings because it's not packaged. And so you don't even allow God to move. And so what happens is this man starts calling me. And before I knew it, I done forgot he was 15 years older than me. I done forgot he was bald-headed. God started doing something in my heart because it was time. Because it was time. He was 55 years old and I am 40 years old, okay? It was time. So what he did was he allowed this man to reach out to me and he snuck him in there, okay? This is how God rolls, y'all. This is why you can't be going, oh, I don't even have a man. I'm going to get on rancher.com and bigdaddy.com and I just think I need to help God help me. And therefore you're stopping the process because you keep getting in the way of God. We always want to help God because we think he ain't moving quick enough on our terms. And you know what God does when he sees you're ready? He's like, you know what? I'm about to make a cosmic connection. You hear me, Kim? I'm about to let this man reach out to you, and he's going to tell you that he's got a word from God for you, which to me, you know, the only way you were going to talk to me because I was on restriction, and God told me, you know, put a do not disturb up on your heart, don't let nobody touch you, and you get right with me, girlfriend, because the man that I have for you ain't going to look at your tired tail. The man that I have for you ain't going to play your games. The man that I have can't have a woman that's still broken and untrusting of a man because of what her ex did. You better get ready. You better get ready. You better get ready. And I put that do not disturb up on my heart. And for 4 or 5 years, I didn't date. And then one day this man slides in my DM. And I mean, after the first call, oh my Lord, when he started praying. Whoa! When he started praying, I've been married for 17 years. I ain't never heard him pray over me. You hear me? When that man opened his mouth with that power and he started praying, all of a sudden I'm like, what am I feeling? I started feeling that first phone call. God started shifting my heart. So that's what he's going to do. This is why you cannot be trying to figure out how God's going to do it, because he's a God in Ephesians 3:20 that he's going to do it exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever ask or think. And he is not going to do it the way you think he's going to do it. That's why all y'all putting God in a box, you better take the limits off of God, because you got God confined in this little, you over here praying for a 1-bedroom house. You mad at God because your credit stinks so bad. And so you didn't get that 1-bedroom apartment. You're over here dying and struggling, and you're mad at God now because he didn't work a miracle on your behalf while you've been running from the creditors. You ain't even answering the creditors. Oh, but it's all God's fault. You see what I'm saying? And you mad at God because he didn't get you that 1-bedroom. But see, my God rolls like this, y'all. My God is the kind of God that says, if I would have given you that 1-bedroom apartment, you would have been stuck in a lease for another year. And then I got a house over here, a 5-bedroom house that I am trying to give you. But if I give you this 1-bedroom apartment, you're going to be in that lease and you're going to miss out on the big blessing I'm trying to give you. You see what I'm saying? That's some of you that have been dating this bozo forever, praying for your Boaz. You see what I'm saying? And you're over here mad at God because he's not changing bozo when bozo ain't the one for you. You are wasting your time. But we're mad at God. We're mad at God when we marry the wrong one that's cheated and beaten you behind your whole life. And now all of a sudden you marry Satan and you got to pretend you're happy. And now you're mad at God because he didn't change him. Why are you mad at God? You knew the red flags before you ever did it. Now you mad at God because this dude walked out on you for the 15th time, cheated on you for the 100th time, and you're over here mad at God because why didn't you heal it? We think God is a genie in a bottle. And we're over here wanting God to bless our mess. God don't have to bless no relationship that he ain't put you in. All right? So, I'm going to breathe is what I'm going to do. But we got to get to a place where we stop putting these expectations on God because you can't think big enough. Because you don't believe that you're worthy. Because you don't believe that you're worthy of more. Because you are listening to the lies of the devil. And you're over here listening to everything that everybody else. These people have written you off and put you on clearance. And written you with the red pen through your name. And all of these people have told you, you'll never amount to nothing. Nobody will ever love you. Nobody will ever love you and you'll 5 kids with 5 different daddies. Oh, you just owning all the shame, owning all the guilt, owning all the condemnation. You're sitting here owning it, and they done wrote you off on clearance rack. And God is over here saying, I don't care what you did. I use people with the worst past to create the best futures. And the good thing about messing up is you got a good testimony, okay? And so when you stop allowing these people to be your God and you learn who God is and what God says about yourself, you know why you keep falling for what everybody else is saying about you? Because you are opening your Bible, you're not spending time with God, and you don't know that he says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He said, I got on the cross for you and stretched my arms out wide for your sins. I did that. And you're over here allowing yourself to be on a clearance rack. But I tell you what, you listen to me. If you hang around with me long enough, you're going to take your tail off of that clearance rack and you're going to put yourself back up on the couture rack. And you're going to realize that God has given you free life college. You got anointing on you that you would not have on you if you wouldn't have walked through the hell, the crushing, all the people walking out of your life, all the people talking about you and lying on you, all the people that you thought would be your ride or dies that ain't your ride or dies anymore. You thought they done wrote you off. They ain't liking your post. They ain't texting you anymore. And you're over here believing, and God is saying, no, I had to separate you because where I'm taking you, they can't go. And so you got to get your tail off of that clearance rack, put yourself back on that couture rack, and you realize that, God, you said, I don't know what you're going to do, and I don't know how you're going to do it. But I do know one thing, God. You said that you are a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And so I'm just going to start moving my feet. I'm going to move them even when I don't know where I'm going. You didn't say you were going to be no strobe light, God. You said you are a lamp. I don't know what y'all are over here worried trying to save a trailer mentality when God is over here saying, just stop thinking that this is what you deserve. I'm a God of more than enough. And we're over here allowing ourselves to walk out generational curses in our family because our mama did it, our daddy did it, our mama died of this, so you're going to die of it. Walking around negative Nelly, petty crockers, and not allowing God to move in your life like you don't even know what God wants to do in your life. Man, he wants to use you. I don't think it's an accident. My phone's going dead and I'm only on number 11. I just get off on a tear, don't I? I just get off on a tear, y'all. I get off on a tear and start preaching up in here. I'm just telling y'all something. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people walking around saying, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. And you ain't stuck unless you want to be stuck. You hear me? Some of y'all, all you need to do is you just need to do an inventory. And everybody else is doing inventories right now in retail. Why don't you do an inventory of your life and take a list and just say, oh my God, like this did not work for me this year. Well, why didn't it work for me this year? Oh, you've been going around the same mountain for about 5 years. It's always everybody else's fault. Everybody's haters. Everybody's picking on you. Honey, when you begin to own your truth and stop walking around a victim in your own story, come on. Hey, Sheba. Whenever you begin to own your story and realize that, man, God, he knows your name. He knows your name, but he needs you to begin to take, y'all even know Facebook has, if you go to Facebook and act like you're going to unfriend somebody. Do you know that it even has a feature? It even has a feature there that says take a break from them. Some of y'all just taking a break from people and you need to delete people. You can take a break. I do have my morning calls. I do, sis, I sure do. So number 11 was walk in love. Some of y'all are walking around missing a blessing because you're trying to teach somebody a lesson. And I hear it all the time. I hear these women are bitter and angry, and they're allowing a person that walked out of their life to control their destiny. And they're angry. They are angry. Why? I hear this every day. Every day. Oh, I just feel so bad because he just had moved on with another woman, and I'm over here. I ain't got nobody. Well, good for you. Because he's just going to keep repeating patterns. God saved your tail from him. You see what I'm saying? Like rejection was not necessarily someone wanting out of your life, but it was somebody God needed out of your future. You're the smart one. You're the one that said, I ain't going to keep repeating the cycle. And so he's over there getting married already, dating somebody. You over there stalking his Facebook page every day. Oh, honey. Stalking his Facebook page every day, wanting to see if that girl, if her 5-finger forehead is still there, wanting to make sure she don't look better than you because you took it personal when he walked out not knowing that God was saving you. He knew that down the road this man was never going to line up. This man was going to always cheat on you. This man was going to abuse you and emotionally be a narcissist. You see what I'm saying? And so now he saved you and you can't even let him go. You are trying to stabilize what God's shaking you free from. You're praying for doors to open, but you won't let go of the doorknob. You see what I'm saying? So you got to walk in love. So what a lot of you need to do tonight is listen, we're getting ready for 2018. A lot of you, what you need to do tonight is you need to begin to say, God, reveal the hidden places on the inside. I know, girlfriend, I had a kid with my ex too. You see what I'm saying? So many people are angry because I've got babies and I didn't want my children to be it sucks. Divorce sucks. It is not of God. God hates divorce. But sometimes life happens. Sometimes you find yourself divorced. And your children are repeating the cycle that you didn't want them to have to repeat. You were a single, your daddy wasn't around. All you wanted was your children to have a mom and a dad. And now you're over here stalking him and getting bitter and wanting to throw him in jail every time you can. You can't even move on. And that is the distraction that the enemy is using. He said, what I give you, I will take care of. He said it. That's what God said. What I give you, he gave you the child. Okay? And sometimes rejection is not necessarily someone wanting out of your life, but somebody God needed out of your future. That even goes for some deadbeat dads, all right? I'm just going to say it. And so y'all over here wanting this man that don't even want to be in his child's life. And you're over here wanting to throw him in jail every second you can get when God said, I'm trying to give you a man that's going to love your lights out, take care of your children, but you won't even let go of that man that walked out of your life and can't even take care of his children. And you're over here allowing yourself to be bitter and angry and awful. That ain't no man going to like you. Because you allowed a man that wasn't capable of love. Listen to me. Love don't hurt, people do. Love is a good thing. Love is a good thing. Man, I never knew in all of my life. Married for 17 years. I love that man's guts. Do you hear me? Oh my God, he was my God. And when our marriage ended, I felt like my world was over. I felt like my identity was over. I felt like all my best days were gone. I felt like God could never use me. I felt like there ain't no man gonna ever love me because I couldn't keep a marriage together. I felt like a failure. I felt like the worst mom on the planet because not only did I walk through a divorce, but now I'm having to raise these children by myself. I got to work like a dog in retail. I can't go on vacations with them. I'm over here you see what I'm saying? Beat myself and and I finally heard God say, do you trust me? Do you even know me? Do you trust me? If you trust me, you got to realize I got this. And you got to trust me even when you can't trace me. And you got to realize that nothing that you have walked away from is greater than what I'm going to bring in your life. Nothing in your past is greater than what I'm going to bring in your life, but I need you to get well. That's what he's saying to you. I can't bless you until you get out of my way. I can't bless you until you decide to get yourself off of that date. I have women that literally are staying with men because they gave them a big ring. Well, he gave me a big ring. I'm like, that's all that you feel worth? He gave you a freaking big ring and he beats on you? I mean, y'all, we gotta get the main thing. The main thing. We gotta know who God is. We gotta know what God says about us. We got to know that we don't have to have a man or a woman as a financial retirement plan. We got to know who we are and what we deserve. I never knew in all of my life, I never knew what love was really supposed to feel like. 17 years addicted to this man. And I finally let God heal me. I never knew in a million years how a man was supposed to love a woman the way Christ loved the church. I never experienced that in my life. And when I met my husband, I felt it. When I met my husband, I found out what it feels like when a man protects you, when a man loves you, when a man fights for you, when a man's got your back, when a man tells you 45 times a day how much he loves you. Y'all over here settling for somebody that don't even know how to love themselves. And he's a project. And you're over here trying to make him be what you want him to be. You see potential in him, but what if he never sees potential in himself? And then you will go marry him and you will get mad at God. That's what's going to happen. This is how the enemy gets you. So the next one is walk in love. Walk in love. There's some of you that need to take some inventory and say, God, is there anybody in my life? Some of you out there that have been molested as a child. Your dad molested you. Whoever molested you. It is a real thing. And you are broken. And you can't tell nobody because you feel like you deserved it. And so now you're walking around. You can't even be loved appropriately by a good man because you have never allowed yourself to heal because you won't even talk about it. You are walking around protecting people that didn't even protect you while your life and your soul and your heart is just decaying and you're getting soul cancer. You hear me? You're getting soul cancer because you're holding on to unforgiveness. Some of you are like, I can't forgive. I can't forgive him. I feel like it is my right to get him back. Guess what? You're not going to ever get him back, but what you're going to do is you're going to stop your blessing. You're going to stop your blessing. I'm serious. And so what you have to do, let me get rid of some of these people. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to become intentional, y'all. You're going to have to be intentional. You're going to have to begin to talk to God. Some of you have not talked to God in forever. Even if you ain't got nothing to say, turn on some worship music. You hear me? Turn on some worship music and just begin to sing the songs. Prophesy over yourself. Withholding nothing, withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you. Withholding nothing, withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. You see what I'm saying? You may not know really how to surrender, and you may not know how to forgive, and you are angry, and you have all the right in the world to be. But the more you begin to prophesy, everything I give to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. I give myself away so you can use me. And you're just laying there and you're allowing God, I don't know how to forgive, but I want to forgive. I don't know how to let go, but I want to let go. Begin to open your mouth and say something. And over time, you're going to watch the bitterness go away. You're going to watch the soul. Listen to me. Y'all go. Listen, somebody just asked me how to get rid of soul ties. Go to my YouTube channel, Real Talk Kim. And there is a video that I put up on breaking soul ties. That was the only way I could ever get free from my ex. Took him back 8 times and nothing ever changed. You hear me? And when I finally got rid of my soul ties and broke that mess off of me, then that's when I got free. The next key is to believe God's proven people like me, ministers. Who do you look up to? Who are you allowing in your ear? I believe that everybody, you can pray all you want, but God always sends a person that's going to help you. You need to find a folks. Some of you don't have mentors. Some of you don't have people that you look up to. Some people, the people you looking up to are like Jennifer Aniston, and though they're great, but get somebody that's walking and going where you want to go. Get somebody that you've got to surround yourself with people that are where you want to go. Key number 12 is believe God's proven ministers. Believe in God establishes your life, and believe in God's proven ministers will bring prosperity to your stewardship. In 2 Chronicles 20:20, it says, "Hear me, O Judah, And ye, inhabitants of Jerusalem, believe in the Lord your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophet, so shall you prosper. 2 Chronicles 20:20. Remember that God has ordained the fivefold ministry to help bring us into maturity in Christ. If you believe his chosen preachers and teachers, he promises you will be prosperous. But see, here's the deal. The enemy gets us with church hurt too. He allows a preacher to hurt you. He allows you to be with the preacher that was a Jezebel, a person that told you what you could do and what you couldn't do. You see what I'm saying? A person that ain't never there for you. You see what I'm saying? And you find people that you look up to and you dig. There are people that listen to every video that they can get their hands on. But see, here's the deal. Here's the deal, y'all. You got to put people in your life, even if you can't touch them. You know how many people tell me all the time, I'm their mentor, and they've never met me. You know why? Because you can sit and listen to what I'm doing because I'm giving God's word. And so when you listen to God's word, then you can't help but be blessed. And you got to surround yourself with people with good fruit. Do you know what good fruit is? Do you know what good fruit is? Y'all are over here mad at the whole church and not trusting any preacher, not trusting anybody because you've been church hurt before, which is where the enemy's getting you. And so what's happening is now you ain't got nobody speaking into your life. And you're over there thinking all preachers are the same, taking all your money, taking all your time, so living in nice houses, driving Bentleys while you driving a hoopty, okay? And you're mad now. And you're bitter and you don't trust them. Here's what you got to do. You got to begin to look at people's fruit. This is why I don't care when people talk about me. People run their mouth about me and lie on me. I don't care. Because all you got to go do is look at my fruit. I have millions of people that choose to follow me every day. You know why? Because I don't lead you astray. I don't lead you down Kim's way. I lead you on what God says. And so whenever you begin to look at people's fruit, what is fruit? Fruit is, are they impacting the world? Are they game changers? Are they followers? Are they leaders? Are they over here gossiping with everybody else? Are they over here saying, I'm not going to partake in that? Or do everything they touch flourish? Or do they go through 50,000 jobs, can't keep a job, can't keep no friends, and it's always everybody else's fault? And yet you are over here allowing these people to tell you about that person that God is trying to reveal to you. You need to be under them and let them mentor. You may not ever meet that person, but you're spending night after night on YouTube, allowing people to pour into your spirit. And in your season of the changing season, in the silent seasons, you are preparing, knowing that God is going to open the windows of heaven over my life, and I got to be ready. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Here's what happens. So often, what happens is we are over here waiting for God to give us, we're praying for God to give us a new job or job promotion. And the whole time we're in the stock room on Facebook at work stealing time. We're over here praying for God to give us a spouse. We're over here praying for God to give us a husband or a wife. And we can't even clean our room. We're over here praying for God to give us a new car. And we won't even take care of our hoopty. You see what I'm saying? You got to begin to get your fruit where it needs to go and realize that what you surround yourself with is what you're going to become. Okay? So you put yourself around people that are blessed, you're going to be blessed because you're going to see what they're doing that's making it work. You see what I'm saying? You're going to see, you're going to be watching and gleaning and growing. Man, I literally had about 5 or 6 mentors in my life that every day of my life going to Bloomingdale's, I would be listening to preaching 1 hour going and 1 hour coming home. And I would be preaching. I'd be in that car preaching to myself. And I was getting ready because I couldn't go to Bible school. I had to work. I had to take care of my children. But I was preparing then for what I didn't know God was going to do now. I didn't know it. But listen, if I wouldn't have been spending those 4 years, 1 hour going to work and 1 hour coming home, praying and preaching and prophesying, when God opened the doors for me to go do this and preach, I preach 50 weeks out of the year. I'm always gone. I don't call people for engagements. You hear me? When God favors your life, he favors you, and it don't matter what nobody says about you. You hear me? And so you got to become where you're wanting to go. And that means you got to put people in your life that can speak into you. People that you don't even have to meet, but you relate. You're kindred. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? The next one is, key number 13 is be willing to work. Be willing to work. Okay? Be willing to work. God says that you cannot prosper in this economy without hard work. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if you would not work, neither should you eat. That's 2 Thessalonians 3:10. That's why we have a society, y'all. We have a society that instead of dealing with our issues, instead of dealing with that hurt, instead of getting out of our feelings and getting into some healing, we will go and get on some Xanax or go and get on some Ambien because we don't want to deal with the thing, the very root that is eating away at our body, eating away at us, eating away, causing us to be sick, causing us to have lupus and fibromyalgia, eating away, giving us that soul cancer because we are just bitter and angry. You hear me? And so you got to do the work. You got to do the work, not only inside yourself, but you also got to do the work outside. You got to realize that you may not be where you want to be right now. I wanted to quit Bloomingdale's so bad when God started opening the doors. When God started opening the doors for me to go preach, I could not wait to quit Bloomingdale's. I was sick of that 1 hour. I was sick of the Atlanta traffic, and I was so excited. I didn't need the money anymore because I only made like $400 a week there, okay? And so I'm spending all my money on my gas, so I couldn't wait. I was like, yes, I get to quit Bloomingdale's. And God said, oh, no, you don't. You're not ready to quit. But see, what happens is, this happens in healing, this happens in life, in the spiritual realm and in the natural realm. We have been broken for so long that what happens is we start feeling a little bit better, or we get a break to go preach, and then we start jumping back out into this bliss without ever allowing ourselves to really get healed because we feel better. So what we do is we've been broken for so long that now we're just going to abort the whole mission. So number 12 was believe God's proven ministers. Find you some mentors. Find you people that you can listen to preach. You hear me? I'm telling you something. Find you some people that can pour into you. Find you some people that make sense to you. Make sense to where you are. And you better find somebody that's got a limp, honey. You hear me? You know what a limp is? A limp is somebody that's gone through something and made it. Honey, you ain't got no limp. I ain't watching you. I need to know you made it through something. I need to know that you've been to hell and came out on fire. You find some people that you look at and you can admire and you can look up to and you can get the word from them, and you watch what God's going to do. I'm serious, y'all. Listen, I'm telling y'all something. If you've been following me for a long time and you're still broken, it is your own fault, because I am giving you wisdom and understanding every day to help you get free. Number 13 was be willing to work. God says that you cannot prosper in this economy without work. You must keep in mind that the number one reason for working hard is that you may have money, not only to meet your one needs, but also to be a blessing to others. In Ephesians 4:28, let him that steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing in which is good, that he may have to give him that needeth. And I'm going to tell y'all something else too, and I just felt God literally tell me this in the spirit, that some of you literally are offended at everything. And so God is bringing people into your life that are truth tellers to you, like me. He's bringing people in your life that are going to tell you they love you and they're ride or dies with you, but you won't take no correction from them. And if you can't take correction from somebody, if you can't take correction, you ain't going to go nowhere. You gotta, my husband will calm me down in 2 seconds flat. Kim, I think you need to pray about this. I think you need to pray about this. I don't feel like you said that out of love. I'm telling you, the other day, I said, baby, because we do Insta stories. If y'all go read our Insta stories, you laugh so hard. And my husband said, somebody said, I was laughing at him because he bought a jacket from China and it was too small for him. But the kicker is he does that all the time. And so this lady said, I think you hurt your husband's feelings. And I said, no, he's laughing. Like, I was like, no, because I'm funny. I'm like, I laugh, me and him laugh at everything. And so I said, baby, can you believe that somebody just said that I probably hurt your feelings? He said, sometimes you do. Now, somebody else would have just been salty. I didn't know that sometimes I hurt his feelings. I thought we were just, And so you know what I do now? I say, Father, make sure that I'm honoring my husband. Make sure that don't let me at his expense. If it's gonna just let me threat. Now, when it comes to these little tiny clothes, he thinks it's hilarious too. In fact, he says, "Turn the camera on. I got something funny to show you." Okay, but it's some things that so you got to be willing to have people in your life that are truth tellers to you and that love you enough to tell you the truth. And there's some of you that can't get to the next level because you can't take correction and you don't like accountability, and you better fix it. I'm telling you. The next one is key number 14 is keep sin out of your life. Keep sin out of your life. Sin will take you further than you want to go and cost you everything. Sin will take you further, keep you longer, and cost you everything. And so you got to do it. Y'all, we are famous for wanting a full-time God on a part-time relationship. Oh, I used to tell my mom and daddy all the time, "Kim, what, baby, what, come on." I was a party animal. And they'd be, "Baby, come on, baby, you know better than this. This isn't doing anything for you. This isn't getting you ahead in life." And I said, "You know what? I will never, ever, ever not party. I can't imagine not inducing a flu on myself every night with a hangover. I think being a Christian is going to be so boring." And you know what? Man, when I tell you, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus is the best thing I've ever done. In his arms, I feel protected. In his arms, I feel protected. In his arms, I feel protected. It's the best thing I've ever done. And so when you get to that place where you say, "You know what, God," you know what you do? Literally, you begin to lay hands on yourself and just say, "God, today, make me aware. God, today, let me long for your word. Today, let me long to spend time with you. Today, some of y'all need to go on your Spotify and put you some good worship music on, baby. And instead of listening to all these other people that you listen to that ain't doing nothing to your spirit, you begin to put this worship music on and you watch from the inside out what God is going to do. You hear me? God is going to move in your life. He just needs your assistance." And you're like, I just see people on here right now saying, "I just feel alone. I'm just afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being alone." You're afraid. Can I tell you that when you get to a place where you are finding such fulfillment in yourself and getting healed, you are not lonely? Did you know that you can be alone your whole life and not lonely? You can all your friends not talk to you, because usually what happens is whenever God begins to do a work in your life, people don't relate to you. So you start losing your friends, and then they start telling you you're not fun anymore, and you're over here feeling pulled because you've been friends since kindergarten. And now you're over here feeling bad because they telling you not fun anymore. Duh, you're not fun anymore because now you have grown. You outgrow people just like you outgrow clothes, but you have to be intentional with it. The next one is keep sin out of your life. It says in Deuteronomy 28:12, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all of his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these things, all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." I'm going to tell you something, y'all. It's right there, black and blue. God's got you. God has you. You hear my little cheerleader back there? He said, "I'm preaching up in here. I just need a B3. I just need a B3. So you got to get to that place where you begin to realize, you know what, God, I'm in a season of healing. And I'm telling you something. I love me some him too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The next one is speak the right things. Key number 15, speak the right things. Speak the right things, okay? Guard your words. Speak only of health, life, prosperity, and the godly desires of your heart. Jesus said, "You will have what you say." He says in Mark 11:23, for verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. If you want the windows of heaven open over your life, always speak the things that agree with God's word. When your words line up with his word, you can more easily receive all God's promises for your life.
Come on, baby. Preach.
Boom, shaga, like a boom, shaga, like a boom. Yeah. You hear me? Y'all over here praying these fear-based prayers, and God's over here saying, I can't do nothing. Because you're over here saying, God, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills this month. He's like, I know. You've told me a million times how broke you are. Instead of prophesying, today, I'm going to get work. I'm going to get a raise. I'm going to get a promotion. And God, I don't care what you do. Look, it tagged you again. I don't care what you do. I'm going to still trust you. If you don't move that mountain, I'm going to still trust you. But you know what's going to happen? He's going to move it.
Hey, let me tell you, it turns me on when you preach the word. It turns me on when you preach the word.
Y'all hear my husband. Y'all hear my husband. I'm telling you, ladies. What? Y'all better walk in y'all's purposes. I'm telling you. It is, y'all honeys love it. They sure do. When you get God down on the inside of you, you're so happy and contagious. They want to come home and spend time with you. You ain't rolling your eyes. You ain't tired. You're not walking around feeling depressed. And he can't wait to get home. You hear me? He is running lights to get home because his baby girl is at home, honey. Yeah. You better get yourself right. Number 16. I'm gonna pass some of these up, y'all. Number 17, and I'll put these on my app. Y'all know I got an app, Real Talk Kim Go. Real Talk Kim Go. And download that app. Get rid of Candy Crush to get some room, whatever you gotta do. And download my app, and I will be putting up these notes. I'm getting better. I got a girl that's coming in that's starting to help me with my app, and so we're going to get some things moving for y'all. We're going to get some, that's beautiful. His good thing is at home. I know. He's so good to me, y'all. I'm telling you, you know why I'm so fearless? You know why I'm so brave? You know why I am sitting here at 45 years old with a mohawk? You know why I can, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Hey, Mike. Miko. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because when you are married and y'all are walking in order, you know what that means? Walking in order. When you're walking in order, hey, Pastor Marty, when you're walking in order, your house is in order. There's a lot of you women that are trying to be the men in your homes, and you weren't made to carry the weight. That man is going to have to stand before God. You're like, well, he don't take control. I mean, if he would step up, I would step over. That's not true. That's not true, because so many times what happens is we're over here wanting it our way. We're wanting things done we asked him to change the sheets and he didn't put them on the way you thought. So all of a sudden you ripping them off and redoing them. You know what? That's not true, because men are really easy. If you love and honor them, and you celebrate them, men are, honey, let me just tell you something. They are very easy. You hear me? They really are. Now, there might be a few bad apples out there, but a lot of times the men, if they're not spending time with you and they don't want to be around you, it's because you're negative, you're nagging all the time, you never take care of yourself. He comes home every day, you ain't taking a shower in 3 days, you got your baby puke all over you, you're still letting little Johnny sleep in the middle of y'all, you co-sleeping, you put your kids over him all the time, instead of making a point to put your babies in bed early and say, baby, I'm tired. tired. You are like, I don't want to do nothing. I'm so tired. The last thing I want to do after I spend time with my kids all day is spend time with him. And you know what? That's why he don't want to come home. And y'all over here saying, I think he's cheating on me. I think he's cheating on me. I think he's cheating on me. Oh, and you're slithering out of your bed at night trying to find a phone, to see and sneaking. He ain't cheating on you. He just don't want your tired tail because he's tired. He's tired. He needs you to put some effort. You will allow that Federal Express truck guy come to the door, and you are trying to do everything you can to get your hair fixed because you don't want to walk to the door the way you present yourself to your husband every day. Boom. Take that one to the bank. I'm just saying. Now, sometimes there's some players out there. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes there's some players, and sometimes, you need to go to some counseling. You need to change your thinking. You need to begin to pray. Yeah. Somebody just said, how do you get him to be a spiritual leader? I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of times that you get married and y'all aren't saved, and then you get saved and he's not saved, and now you're over here wishing that he would step up, and you want him to be the head of your home spiritually. And you know what? Stop looking at everybody else's husband and say, I want him to pray like him and read his Bible like him. And you got this man trying to make him be something that he's not. And instead of realizing that he could be beating your tail, you see what I'm saying? He could be a whore. All he's not doing is he's just not allowed prayer over you. So you know what you can do? I'm telling you, it ain't just the women. I know that, Crystal. I know it ain't just the women. That's what I just said, baby girl. But I'm going to tell you something. But women, I'm going to tell you something, Crystal. Women, we can bring forth life. I'm telling you, we can make a man that is a loser come up and be a righteous man. Just us, we can. I promise you can. Instead of telling him every day, you're going home and sifting through his computer to see how many applications he's filled out. You're trying to mother him. Instead, begin to say, baby, you are the sexiest application filler outer I ever seen in my life. You hear me? You watch as you begin to change your word and start speaking life, then some things will change. Now, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes he's just not going to step up, all right? Sometimes he's just not. Sometimes you just got a bad apple. But I'm going to tell you something. You better start figuring out and asking God to guide you. Has any of y'all ever seen War Room? Y'all got to go see War Room. That woman shows you how it's done. That woman shows you that taking it to the throne instead of the phone, telling your friends about it. Oh, I'm getting off on a tangent. You got to learn how to pray, ladies. You got to learn how to pray over yourself. Do you know how many times I come on? I'm telling you, so many times. And I'm not, listen, y'all know something. I am not bashing women. I am for the ladies. Y'all know that. I am a woman to the women. I am a girl's girl. I love me some women. I preach to you every weekend. I love on you. I stand at my product table for 2 and 3 hours loving on you and hugging on you. I don't just say I love you. You know I love you. You know I love you. And so I'm not beating down women at all, saying that men, we're the cause of all these loot. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying instead of concentrate on what he ain't, begin to concentrate on what you want him to be. Go Netflix War Room and begin to get yourself built up, all right? Go to the throne instead of the phone. Hey, Dorcas. The next one is, speak the right things. The next one is perceive God as he is. Perceive God as he is. Continually renew your mind so that you will always perceive God to be who he truly is. The rich and generous God of heaven. He is the God who desires to bless and not curse all of his children. It don't matter what you did. He done forgave you. He wants to bless you. There's some of you that won't even pray. You will text me. You will send me messages. Can you please pray? My app is Real Talk Kim Go. You got to add the go at the end. You will say, can you pray for me? I don't think God's going to hear my prayers because I haven't gone to church like I should. Yes, he will. He's waiting on you to pray. He's up there with his arms stretched out wide saying, I'll take whatever I can get from you. Like, he ain't like people. He ain't like Buddha. You ain't got to rub his belly, feed him fruit. You ain't got to feed him M&Ms. All you got to do is give him some time. Give him some time, man. Let him start healing your hardened heart. Perceive God as he is. If you perceive God to be harsh and stingy, you are incorrect with your perception. And this perception will hinder your ability to receive the good gifts he desires to give you. If you perceive him to be good and generous, you will readily receive the abundant life he has promised you. John 10:10 says, I have come that you may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Okay? More abundantly. The next one is refuse to love money. Y'all don't let money get, y'all, we are so busy working for that boat to keep up with the Joneses, working to be able to go buy the Louboutins, Bloody Bottoms, Gucci. We're over here just working our tail to the bone to give little Johnny the same Jordans that the other kids have at school. We ain't teaching and understanding that it's a heart issue, and you begin to work your life away. You're missing all your memories. You're not spending time that you should with your family, and you're wasting your whole life trying to make more money. If I make just a little bit more money, then I will feel happy. No, you won't. It's just like women saying, if I could just lose 30 pounds, I'll feel happy. Then you lose 30 pounds and you still ain't happy. You know why? Because it ain't about losing weight. It ain't about finding a man or a woman. It ain't about getting a better raise. It is about an inside job. An inside job. It's a heart job. You hear me? And honey, you can, I can't even tell y'all. When I lost everything, I mean, I had Gucci's. I was driving a Mercedes. I lived in a $500,000 house. And at 36 years old, lost everything. I had to move back in with my mom and daddy. You're talking about a humbling experience. And in that season, I got rid of my purses. I didn't even care, man. Dior. I gave purses with Chanel, Gucci's, Louis Vuittons. I just started giving stuff away. Because you know what I realized? I realized that this stuff never made me happy, but it's owning me. It's owning my life because I care about it, and I don't want to care about this and make this an idol over God. And you know what happened? You want me to tell you what happened? I got more now than I've ever had in my life. You know why? Because I tithe. You know what tithing means? Giving 10% of your gross. That is not an option. Y'all do know that, right? It is not an option. There's some of you that can't pay your bills and you're working 3 and 4 jobs and you still can't pay your bills. The devourer is on your money. I'll never forget. I used to have the hardest time tithing, y'all. And I was a single mother and I worked hard for my money. And I just had the hardest time giving 10 cents on my dollar. That's what it is. And I'm not even kidding y'all. I remember I used to get tickets for everything. I would get tickets for pullover law. I would get a ticket for, who ever heard of a pullover freaking law? I got it, $550. And I'll never forget my father telling me, Kimberly, baby, I will never tell you what to do with your money. I will never tell you you have to tithe. That's between you and God. That's me with y'all. That's when y'all come to me and say, do you think I'm going to go to hell for this or go to hell? That's between you and God. My job is to love you. My job is to give you wisdom and give you understanding and give you tools to help you grow. But it ain't my job to decide you're going to go to heaven or hell. You are the one that's going to stand. I'm not going to be there when you meet Jesus. You hear it? I ain't going to be there when you meet Jesus. All right? I mean, I ain't going to be there. And so you got to know what God's telling you. So I'm just giving you the tools to help you. But I remember him telling me, he said, Kimberly, he said, I'm never going to tell you what you got to do. He said, but one thing I am going to tell you is God's going to get his money. He says it. He said, I can't keep the devourer off of your money. And the reason you have holes in your pocketbook is because you can't part away with 10 cents on a dollar. But see, 10 cents on a dollar doesn't seem like a lot. But you go to $400 and that's your gross, and you got to give $40. And you a single mama, and you can't, you're struggling. You see what I'm saying? You're struggling, and yet you can't make ends meet anyway. But one thing that I have found is not only does God keep the devourer off, and y'all, even sometimes I hear people say all the time, well, I tithe, I've always tithed. God ain't doing nothing for me. I lost my house, I've lost my car. And I look at them and I said, because you're giving to get. Like, you got to give just because God said give. And he said, give and trust me, and I will take care of you. You're over here cursing yourself. You see what I'm saying? Cursing yourself because I give. God ain't blessing me. You're just negative Nelly, critical, and critical spirit brings forth poverty. You're just cursing yourself. And so I'm gonna tell y'all something. I hold myself accountable to the fact that I go on our give at church, and it takes it out automatically for me, because I don't ever want to forget it. Do you know I ain't never had a ticket again? You know, it's not just about getting money either. God takes care of your family. He takes care of your children. He takes care of your health. It's like all this. You're walking under a window of open window of heaven because you're doing what God told you to do. You know what I mean? I keep knocking my phone off. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up, babies. Hold up 1 second. We almost done. Every time I get on here with y'all, I'm on here forever, ain't I? The next one is refuse to love money. It says in 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Money is not for loving. It is for blessing you and your family, as well as friends. There is nothing better in this world than being able to help people. You know that? I'm serious. And the next one is the key 19 is respond to the cry of other people. Stop focusing on yourself. Stop focusing on yourself and being a victim in your own story. So much so, lay off the coffee, but I like the animation. Well, thank you. That was a backhanded slap, wasn't it? I hadn't had coffee since this morning. I just am crunk on the holy juice. Okay? Got the Holy Ghost. And it just sets your soul on fire. Yeah, and you can't give begrudgingly either. Like, you can't be throwing your money, you know what I'm saying? Throwing your money in the bucket and be like, bleh. You know what I mean? And, y'all, and the funniest thing is oh, Chris, I'm so glad. Oh, nice to meet you, Wanda. The funniest thing is when people, they're at church and they will act like they're putting money in the money envelope so that everybody sees them, walks up to the front. They put no money in it. Because you care what people think about you. You ain't even worried about what God's saying or knowing about you. You know what I'm saying? Bucket plunking. I'm just trying to help y'all. I ain't even kidding. I'm trying to help y'all grow. That's all. The next one is, and you know what the cool thing about it is, and I tell my church this all the time, I don't make no money from my church. I don't get a paycheck. Now listen, here's what I do. Now I'm going to correct y'all. I'm going to correct you there. I'm going to correct you there. Somebody said, I don't need to put my name on the envelope. You need to put your name on the envelope. Because I'm going to tell you something. Even $1, you need to put your name on the envelope. You know why? Because taxes, you get a write-off. You get a write-off. God's like, honey, I'm trying to save you over here. I'm giving you a write. You get a write-off. Yeah. So be smart. Yeah. Get a write-off, dog. We're gonna give our tithe. We're getting a perk. We're getting a write-off on our taxes. You know what I'm saying? The next one is number 20. Be a doer of the word. It takes more than just hearing God's word to prosper. You must also act upon the word. James 1:22 says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. As a doer of the word, you will qualify yourself to receive God's blessing. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. That's James 1:25. Key number 21, get rid of traditional thinking. Come on. Get rid of it. Let people fly. Let people be who they are. Quit judging people off of what you've heard about them. Quit walking around not liking people because they got what you wish you had. And begin to learn to celebrate people. Go on those Facebooks and the Instagram pictures, that person that's your age and got more than you and you jealous, but you stalk their pages every day. Start liking. Start liking their pictures. No, honey, if you want to, you can be traditional clothing. You can be, somebody just said, does that mean clothing too? I'm just saying, step out of the box. When I say get rid of the traditional thing. Step out of the box is all I'm saying. Be yourself. You see what I'm saying? But here's what I'm saying about Instagram. Go over there and I dare you to like their post. And I even dare you to go up underneath her and say, girl, you are beautiful. What a beautiful family. You're like, oh, I would never let her know that she is all that in the bag of chips. I dare you to break that mess off of you of jealousy. And you watch what God's going to give you when you can learn to celebrate in somebody else. Put your name on it and keep good records of your tithing. Yes, you get so much back from God. Yep. That's how I got free. I'm going to tell you, that's how I got free. Reflect Christ and share with them the word of God. Yes. I'm telling you, the thing that really set me free was when I walked through my divorce, and I was jealous my whole life. But really hurt people, okay? Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to be ugly and mean. Nobody wakes up in the morning and wants to put you in your place. Nobody wakes up in the morning with that neck snap ready to go. You hear me? Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to knock your head off every day. Nobody wants to bite your... No, they are hurt people. But see, hurt people, but heal people. And so you got to begin to realize, don't let these people steal your joy. You got to start loving them and showing them love. I ain't going to show them love. You know what? What do you have to lose? You're going to get blessed. You're going to get blessed. I do that, but they get mad at me. Who cares, Raven, right? I drive people crazy. I know people. My voice gets on people's nerves. My kids tell me all the time, Mama, you need Adderall. You need some ADHD medicine. It runs in our family. You're all over. I'm like, I'm like a butterfly chaser. I would never take anything to help me, calm me down. No, this is who I am. I don't want anything to take away from what God made me to be. And when I got free from people. And I ain't got to please nobody. And I just love you. And I will break you from not liking hugs because I got my arms all around you. I am in your face. Y'all know me. No, I am always the same way. You hear me? But y'all, my whole life, I spent 36 years trying to be an Ann Taylor when God created me to be a Betsy Johnson. And so when God set me free from being that, trying to be this person over here, breaking out of that box, now I am all in your face. Look. You see this right here? That's like a chemical burn. You know what? I get it every weekend. Every Sunday night, I wake up and I am itching like this because of you know why? Because I love you so much that I hug on you and I get your chemicals and your tears and your sweat and I have to pay for it for about 2 days. And I go to the doctor and the doctor says, Kim, you got to keep your lips off people because I kiss on you too. You got to keep your lips off people and you got to quit hugging people. I said, that ain't never going to happen. I will walk around with a chemical burn for 24 hours every week, but that ain't never going to happen. You know why? Because I'm walking in my purpose. I'm walking in my purpose. I am walking. I love what I get to do. I am so thankful that I can love little bitty thumbnails. I look at all of y'all's little faces right there. Hobby on the planet. Y'all understand that? Loving you is my favorite hobby on the planet. And so I pray this blessed y'all. Did we get done? Did we get done with everything? I have really bad temper. I'm working on that, though. When I hurt someone's feelings, I regret it, but people tend to get under my skin. Raven, you got to be intentional, girl. Stop, drop, and pray. Stop, drop, and pray. Brittany, I love you, girl, too. Stop, drop, and pray. You have control over your temper. If you are angry and dealing with the spirit of anger, it is because you are not praying and spending time with God enough. Okay? So the next one is be a doer of the word. Key number 22. We got two more. Key number 22. Key 21. Key 22. Exercise patience. Isn't that funny? That was the next one, Raven. Exercise patience. The full transformation of your mind will take some time. Be patient. Sowing never brings an instant harvest. Overnight, you're wanting God to set you free and wanting God to bless you and wanting God to heal you and not realizing that it takes time. It takes time. And so you give yourself a break. You know what I'm saying? Take a break. Breathe. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Look how far you've come. You are not where you used to be. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself that when you wanted to give up, you got up. Be proud of yourself. I do Tuesday morning prayer calls every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the great news is, guys, I now come on Facebook and do it. So I do a Facebook audio. So you don't even need a phone number. You just get on Facebook. And I also have the phone number still, so you can call the phone number at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Well, I sure do love y'all. Is that all of them? Did I get through all of them? Exercise patience, yep. Exercise patience. The full transformation of your mind will take some time. Telling you something. Hebrews 10:36 says, ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye receive